2.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septo Sid versus the world. Septo Sid versus the world. Septo Sid versus the world. Septo Sid versus the world.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're advertising Septum Sim versus the world today. Oh well. But we are here to discuss another film. This time from where we've been subjected to another movie that was brought to us by my fiance. Tammy, did you want to give us what movie that we are discussing? Because we're doing a franchise, aren't we?
Yep, we're doing Jaws 3.
Otherwise known as Jaws 3D, which is one of the first shark movies to have ever had the 3D technology. Involved, where you could actually go into the theater, put some 3D glasses on, and see some shark pieces float towards you, or a boat, or things of that nature. So if you watch this movie and you didn't know that this originally was a 3D movie, then the close-up shots were definitely stood out to some people when they went in and watched this film. So let's see. I'm gonna bring it up on IMDb here for a moment. Give me 1 second. It is directed by Joe Alves. And this is what IMDb says about the feature. A giant 35-foot shark becomes trapped in a SeaWorld theme park, and it is up to the sons of Police Chief Brody to rescue everyone. And it's not Police Chief Brody that's in here. To be fair and honest, but we have writers Peter Benchley, Richard Matheson, and Carl Gottlieb, who was also a writer on the second feature, if not the first feature. But Richard Matheson, well, he's his writing. He originally wrote the original I Am Legend, which it has actually 3 adaptations out there of that. Actually, the Last Man on Earth, if I remember correctly, is based on his I Am Legend. I Am Omega is based on I Am Omega. I Am Legend, and I Am Legend with Will Smith is also based off of one of Richard Matheson's the same novel. But anyways, that's not this shark movie. So, but this film stars Dennis Quaid, Bess Armstrong, Simon McCorkindale. I know it's got Louis Gossett Jr. in it, and Leah Thompson, who played Marty's mother on Back to the Future. Well, actually, she played Marty's mother and his ancestor in the Back to the Future 3 Western. But in any case, Tammy, did you want to bring us around to first impressions?
Sure. Boris, was this the first time you've watched this?
Actually, yes. And I was quite surprised to find out that 3D movies existed in 1983 already. I thought the first 3D movies appeared around the time of Spy Kids 3D. I thought that was one of the first 3D movies.
No.
I think
Uh,
actually William Castle had 3D.
Well, actually, it wasn't called 3D technology, his version, but it was a early adaptation of what we now consider 3D. It was called something different, but William Castle had a very specific it was a free handout to anyone who saw the movie. It was the original 13 Ghosts. Um,
huh.
and it was this small, somewhat uh, um, it had like blue on the top, red on the bottom, or thing where you would switch from one to the other to see the different ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Instead, whereas 3D glasses, it has two different colors on both sides of the glasses, and it's supposed to once you line them up, you're supposed to see the image. Now, I do know that Creature from the Black Lagoon was a 3D.
So these the 3D glasses that were used for this movie were they like those 3D glasses I remember from the Spy Kids 3D era, one lens
Well, they were
blue and the
definitely
other one red.
different. They were definitely different than the nowadays 3D glasses, where they actually look like sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah, I know that, but I mean the previous version of 3D glasses where you had one blue lens and one red lens with
Or one yellow lens and one green lens, or vice versa. Yeah, those were the 3D glasses of our '90s era. But William Castle, for his, there were two different colors, except they were one on top of the other. You didn't place them where your eyes would be. You just he the movie would stop and tell you to change colors at moments, and so that you could see the ghosts. And if you wanted to not see the ghosts, you would switch to the other color.
interesting.
Yeah, William Castle liked to have fun with his movies.
Yep. And I know that there have been other 3D movies out there. I know the Creature from the Black Lagoon was one,
I didn't
which
realize that was 3D.
yeah, you had the option of seeing it in 3D, and they had a Blu-ray come out specifically for the Blu-ray, the 3D TVs that you could actually get at one point in time.
Ah,
You can actually get straight HD 3D TVs if you factory make them or whatnot. Get them.
ah.
Uh, Chris House had a 3D TV. He evidently preferred it. But in any case, um, but yeah, that it was and could be seen in 3D. You could see it without the 3D, but you could also watch it with the 3D. And I actually think they marketed it with the 3D for people who went to the drive-ins.
Well, that makes sense. If since what that was what was supposed to make this movie stand out, I guess.
Well, yeah, it was expensive to put it in 3D or whatnot, but it was definitely a gimmick that was used.
So did you end up liking it or not?
Well, it was okay. Maybe the the beginning was dragging on a little too long, took a little too long to get more suspenseful, but that's okay. Overall, it was fine. He did have some interesting moments and some interesting spoodouts later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you don't see the shark for quite a while, and then you don't realize until um about halfway through the movie that there's more than one shark.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. They there was a baby shark. Baby shark, 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 shark. Baby. Oh, sorry.
Hooty hoot 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 hooty hoot 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 hoot.
There were no owls under the sea.
Okay, was that all?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Okay, one thing I'd maybe like to add is I was kind of surprised they changed the entire cast and wrote the original Chief Brody out of the story.
But
But
um, they did have Brody's in it.
yeah,
The two sons of Brody's were in this movie.
Good.
yeah,
Because growing up.
Sean and Mike Brody.
Mm,
yes.
So it's Mike Brody that it somewhat familiarizes us with, but then Sean Brady, I guess he was away for a while
yeah.
at college, I think, and I guess it came back to visit, and I guess Leah Thompson plays one of the girls that. Well, I'll get into my first impressions in a moment, but Leah Thompson plays one of the girls that actually goes on skis and does all the tricks that you see them when they do water things.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that moment when they were surfing and multiple of them and standing on top of each other, that was quite cool.
yeah, and when the shark was swimming behind them and right next to them. But
Yeah.
in any case, I'm not sure when I actually first saw this movie. I don't think I saw this movie until like way later or bits and pieces. And I think this is the first time I've actually seen it in its entire maybe the second time, because Tammy and I have actually watched the entire watched through all the Jaws before. It's just been a while. But I enjoyed it for what it is. I know that a lot of people hated this one and whatnot, but I actually kind of like it. Partly because of the 3D stuff. I think that's kind of cool and unique about it. And to be fair and honest, before the Meg, this is the first time you see actually a shark actually hit like glass of any kind. So to me, that's kind of a rarity, you know. So
Yeah.
at the end of everything, I enjoyed it. And if you actually watched it in 3D at any given point in time, I'm sure some of the pieces would actually like really stand out. Like I know there's a moment where Dennis Quaid he's rushing in on a boat to the beach, and this you could tell that if you were wearing 3D glasses, it would probably look like it was coming straight at you. So with proper 3D glasses, I'm sure it looks a little different.
Interesting.
But What about you, Tammy? When was the first time you saw this movie?
I actually don't remember when I saw it for the first time, but um, I know I've seen it definitely more than once, especially since I do own all four. I don't own that other one that you've been talking about.
That
It's
one's
the
out of print.
right, but you say it's sort of the fifth one. I don't have that.
People call it the. It also has a slip cover that names it Jaws 5. So
But yeah, I don't remember when I saw it. I know I saw the first one with my dad. I don't know if I saw the other ones. I don't remember with him or not, but I know I saw the first one. Um, but yeah, I liked it. I know that in a way, I wish you would have seen the shark before you saw the shark. You know, but I understand why they did it that way.
because the original one was like that,
Right,
and they were all trying to do exactly what the original did, because whatever that one did, it did it all. Because apparently they filmmakers all seem to like it when they can make a movie without you seeing what's going on. So that's what they were trying to do, and that's why they find that Jaws is is one of the best movies out there, because for much of the movie you don't see the shark, and yet it's the one that scared them all. It's the one that started them all. Everybody goes back to the to Jaws when they think about a giant shark.
Oh, yes.
but for the most part, yeah, I did like it. It was um definitely a little bit different themed than the other two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still enjoyable.
Okay. Well, if you like, you can bring us into the plot line now.
Well, basically, there's a shark running around in I guess this is it's considered a Sea World type of a situation. They call it Sea. I guess they call it Sea World. I don't know if maybe Sea World itself wasn't around then, and that's why they can call it Sea World,
Not sure.
or what. But it is Sea World is mentioned more than once in the movie, and there's even a couple banners that say that on there. So it is a sea themed park. They've got dolphins that perform and a whale that performs,
Well,
and
they're basically in a man-made lagoon.
right. Then they got the water skiers that do all kinds of tricks and everything. So um, it's supposed to be like a fun type of a thing for everybody and of all ages. And um, yeah, you see them out performing and warming up, and um, there's a problem with one of the gates. Then the gate is meant to keep um, sharks basically and other marine life out of the lagoon area. All it's supposed to be in the lagoon area is the dolphins and the whale, and then um, I believe they've got things because they can walk through this underwater type of a observation. From what the gentleman in charge, was this Doctor Mr. Blanchard or whatever. Um, he's the one that's in charge.
Bouchard, played by
Bouchard.
Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah, he from things he had said, because somebody asked him, how do you there was an area that was sharks underwater that people were able to see, and somebody had asked him, how do you keep them separate? And so it sounds like there is separations of things in this lagoon,
Well,
for
yeah.
for different like marine life, so that people walking through that underneath underwater tunnel can see different things, um and throughout the movie, you know he's always worried about, well, if I do this with the turbine, it's gonna you know cost you this. And more than once he says that he is not having this happen or that happens because of a damn fish. He says it more than once. He calls it a damn fish, and he gets real excited.
Well, yeah. He even tells them to shut off the fans or the turbines or whatnot to try to suffocate the damn fish
Right.
later on, which I'm sure we'll get to.
So yeah, you see that this shark is actually in the area that the shark's not supposed to be in, because one of the workers goes to fix something with the gates, and well, he becomes lunch.
Yep. And of
Spudo.
course, his girlfriend or whatever dumps his stuff off and is angry because he didn't show up to where she was.
And that's when they find out he didn't show up for work either. They start doing a quiet investigation to figure out what happened to him, because they figured if something had happened, the body would have shown up by now, or something, and it hasn't.
And
So,
it did eventually show up. It's just it showed up to tourists.
um, but yes, nobody at this point is realizing that there is a shark. We have two guys that I don't remember what they were diving for.
I don't think it was expressed or explained what they were doing. It just looked like they were sneaking into the lagoon to.
Well, it showed them by that whole big area of crabs. So I don't know if they were trying to
I
um
think they were trying to treasure dive.
I don't know if they were trying to treasure drive or dive, or like poach, you know, the crabs, because where the crabs are is part of the lagoon and stuff. So they shouldn't really be hunting or fishing, whatever you want to say, in that area, you know. So if they were gathering crabs from over there, that would be a big no.
Yeah,
Because probably they are protected because of where they are. So that would explain why they were being so hush hush if they were doing that,
yeah.
But yes, they become lunchtime again, and so does their
Dinner time
blow up
actually because it's
dinner
after
time, and
dark.
so does their blow up boat.
Spudo.
Yes,
Yeah, their flotation device. I guess the shark didn't like either. So
no, but yeah, the when the worker finally does surface, while people are touring underwater, and they get his remains back to the coroner, they realize that it was a shark attack.
And
And
isn't this after they had captured a great white? They had
they had captured
a baby shark
Yes, yes.
beforehand, and they had this whole discussion. Oh, you gotta explain the Australian hunter dude, because apparently there's this hunter, or I guess he's been a hunter. Uh, he's some kind of poacher.
well, he's a hunter, but he's a photographer of wildlife and everything too, and he does a little bit of everything, as far as that goes.
Yeah, because he's there already to film something of their park, and then when he hears about the great white, he's like, "If I capture and kill it on camera, I'll give you full exclusive."
But then he gets convinced that they've never had a great white in captivity, so then they decide that they're going to catch the shark. The only problem is after they do catch it and everything, um,
Botard
yeah,
decides to move it to the public without them knowing.
right, and I think what it was is the water was not set the way it should have been set to maintain, you know, um, a shark like that. It probably had to have a certain ratio of salt in it and this and that, and the, the poor shark died. You know,
Yep.
and
Oh, yes.
and that's not long afterwards is when they find the remains and they realize that it baby shark that the baby shark they had was not the one that attacked the worker. That it had to be a lot bigger shark. And
Yeah,
and then
actually.
they realize that the lot bigger shark, the mummy shark, is actually in
In the lagoon already,
yes.
because the attack happened inside the lagoon, and the baby shark was captured inside the lagoon. So mommy must already be here.
And right when they realize all of that, guess who shows up?
Mommy.
Guess who comes to dinner?
Mommy. Mommy shark. And
Oh,
she
yeah.
is not happy.
That scene is quite something when it comes right up to that glass,
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
If we are thinking of the same scene.
Well,
Right.
there are several scenes where she attacks the glass, but the first a couple are when the people are underneath, and it basically rams against the tunnel.
Well, the first one is we're all sitting there at dinner, and then Michael and the lady and his girlfriend explain that there's a bigger shark, and just as they're telling them about that there's a bigger shark and it's in the lagoon, there she is.
Well, this was an '80s thing because they did that part in slow motion.
That not the first one.
When it first arrived, while they were eating and explaining that there was a bigger shark,
Yeah,
They did that part in slow motion.
a little slow, but not as slow as the one later. So,
Mhm.
but yes. So now every now they're going around and trying to get everybody out of the water
Yep.
because they realize Mama Shark is in the lagoon, and Mama Shark is not going to be happy.
No, she's not,
So
because I think she knows her child is dead.
Oh, probably, yeah.
so yes, you have the whole fiasco of everybody running around trying to get everybody out of the water, and Sean, Sean's girlfriend that works there, the shark ends up going by the bumper boats, and she ends up getting hurt. Um, and I think they managed to get everybody else out of the water, though, if I remember right.
Right. Most of everyone else got out. It's just this one guided group while they were trying to get out, they shut the watertight doors. Um,
Well, then they
which is
right.
why Beauchard, he's just sitting there like I think he's lost his shit at the moment because he's
Well, the
watching
shark.
this happen, and he's actually tearing up like this should not be happening.
Well, after the shark did not get anything to eat anywhere else, she ended up going over to where those underground, underwater this things were, and was trying to get the people that were in there, and um, ended up breaking the things. The people got trapped. So,
Mhm.
but she still didn't get a meal.
Nope. So this bitch is now a hungry ass shark. So,
Oh, yeah.
but so they send I believe they send a or get a crew to be sent to uh
There's one crew that's going to try and get the shark, and another crew is trying to go fix the that underwater tunnel to get the people out.
and I believe it's Quaid, his character that ends up going and down there, and then
The
his
quick
girlfriend slash marine biologist girl. Forget her name. She ended up going down there too.
right, they're over there trying to fix the underwater thing, where the guy that's the photographer slash hunter, him and his guy are trying to go get the shark.
Yep, and he wants to go down there with grenades, and they tell him no.
That
But
was the
he ends.
time. The second time he took the grenades.
Yeah, the second time he took the grenades, and he ended up becoming shark meat, shark dinner.
Yeah, he ended up becoming the appetizer. Yes.
Yes, he ended up becoming the appetizer of the night, and I guess later when the shark ended up coming straight towards the control room, which was a moment too, because that happened in slow motion.
That was the very, 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 very slow motion
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And supposedly through 3D, that was probably one of the better moments because of the um, glass shattering. If you had seen it through 3D glasses, you would have seen the glass shatter like all around you or whatnot.
Oh, that must have been spudowstic.
Well,
What?
one of these days, you should, if you have any 3D glasses, you should actually take and watch it with 3D.
Or
Uh,
what did you guys think of when the shark got hit that appetizer? You know, they showed the guy being crunched and crunched and crunched.
Well, he kept
Mouth.
swimming towards the mouth, trying to get out. Of course, he was going to get chomped. He should have just stayed in the stomach. Then he'd been like Jonah and the whale.
yeah,
No, he
Eventually,
could have
he
been like
like
Shark. He could have been like Sharknado, cut himself out, man.
yeah.
oh, like
He should have brought one of those chainsaws down with him, huh?
oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah. We see now that the Sharknado movies are out, you could think of that. But when these movies were out, you didn't think of something like that.
No, you people wanted pure guts, pure death. They wanted deaths to happen. They were looking forward to the people getting swallowed, chomped bits, legs and arms, and different areas of the ocean.
But I think this is the first time they actually, in all the movies so far, actually showed somebody getting totally like chopped like that. You know, they've
Yeah,
they've shown them bite somebody or grab somebody or take off with somebody,
and
but
you've seen a leg drop to the ocean floor, but
you've never seen somebody inside of it being chopped till now.
well, no.
Yeah, that would have probably required more complicated CGI that they had
It's
back
like that.
then.
It's like that moment where the Tyrannosaurus Rex was trying to get at the kid in the Jurassic Park vehicle, and he's screaming his head off while he's chewing the tires. You know, uh, you get to see what he sees on the inside of the car. You know,
yes.
but this time it's inside of a shark, and you see the giant teeth chopping, and you just see the blood spray.
Yep. But
Pretty
But
much.
it
I
was a different point of view, at least. And of course, that what interested me was how they were able to kill the shark
Oh yeah.
later on.
well,
We,
we're
uh, we, uh,
we're about there.
we're about there. There, we're jumping all over the place.
Well, it wasn't a very long movie, so it's like I think we've hit on.
There was a moment we didn't talk about, which was Leia Thompson's character. She actually ended up getting chomped on.
Yes, I
Her,
did. I said when the shark showed up at the bumper boats,
yeah,
I did say that she got hurt.
yeah, she did.
Oh, but she survived, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she survived, but she was definitely in shock. And
But
yeah.
I do like the moment earlier when she got Sean to go into the water, because Sean's the one that got scared the most when he was a kid. That's why he didn't want to go into the water. And she got him to go into the water, and then his brother and her snuck up on him and did the whole this is Sea World. What are you doing in the water? Moment. And then they realized that they were them. That was kind of fun, a fun moment. But anyways, back to the final.
right, the shark breaks in, which that was kind of neat too because they kept showing you pictures of like the shark half in that thing and half out.
Yeah, And ultimately, they realized that there was a hand grenade still in in the dude's hand because because every time the shark opened his mouth, he was just his that dude's body was just flailing like it was stuck in his gullet, you know.
Yep. So they
Yes.
figure out a way to hook it to pull the grenade.
And that had to be a luck that the shark opened its jaws that large enough for it to have the time to hook it. But they were able to hook it, and then
Then okay, now come on, Loris. Then there was the big what?
Spoon out!
and this was a
And
moment that you could tell that once it exploded and the smoke rose, once the pieces of meat came towards you and stuck there like that, that's a moment that you probably could have seen through the 3D, like it was coming like straight out at you.
oh yeah, it was a spoon out, but it was also a lot of wasted good shark meat.
Have you ever had shark meat?
At some point, yes. Haven't had it in a while, but yeah, at some point I did.
Ah, so
I've never had shark meat,
it's
so
just a tougher chicken.
I don't want
Why
It's
not, Tammy?
it,
to. Huh?
it's
I'm asking why wouldn't you want to have it?
Because I'm very, very picky about actually the fish itself that I like, and so I don't. No, it doesn't interest me at all. No.
I wouldn't mind trying it sometime. I've had gator. I
Fair
had
enough.
when I went to Orleans with my church group at one point in time. We ate at a place that had gator gumbo, so it was just a tougher tasting chicken. I'm not sure if sharks taste like chicken, but I've heard they do.
Actually, I kind of remember it that way too.
So, which sharks have been a bit of a tougher chicken.
And one thing we didn't mention too is how smart the dolphins were in here. They when they were doing when they were in that submersible underwater, the sharks were trying to warn them and tell them that. I mean, the
Yeah, I
dolphins
was trying
kind
to
of
figure
like
out whether the dolphin that played Flipper in the 1960s was actually playing one of the dolphins, and I guess that was a way too far off thing, but
anyway.
um,
As I was saying, the
yes,
dolphins way back earlier in the movie were trying to warn them that there was a shark when they were in that submersible, but they didn't. They knew the dolphins were acting strange, but didn't realize it until the shark showed up.
yeah,
And then right before the ending here, the sharks distracted the dolphins distracted the shark for them to get to where they were, to get away from the shark.
very
So
true.
the dolphins actually were very, very smart and they took a very big risk because the shark is their natural enemy, of course. So, but luckily at the end, both dolphins did survive.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and that was kind of cool. I believe that they were um, Sandy at least was a bottlenosed a dolphin, and that's the one that did the tricks. Well, the real name of that dolphin, its name was Copernicus. So They named it a girl name when it was actually a boy. I thought that was interesting. Um,
A
but
trans dolphin.
any other of the dolphins, I don't know the real name because it didn't mention any of the other dolphins that were there. And I saw that there was a killer whale in the park, so
Yeah, they didn't mention anything about that one either.
which I almost wonder if that was the same whale they used in Free Willy.
Who?
But in any case, believe we are pretty much at the end here, though, right?
I would think so because he went spit out.
Spudo.
So, what did we think about the production overall?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, what year did this come out?
1983.
Yeah, they had a little bit more stuff to work with by the time this one came out, so which was evident because of the 3D aspect, and then, um, you know, showing dude getting chopped, showing that perspective, which was something that took I'm sure took some ingenuity to do that. You know, I don't remember hearing anything on this one about them having all the problems that they did with 1 and 2.
Well, we didn't also get a chance to check out any of the bonus features this time, so to see if there was any kind of a making
No,
of.
but even if we wouldn't have checked out the bonuses on 1 and 2, you still heard about it. Without having the bonuses, that they had problems.
Well, we certainly didn't know about the problems of two.
We knew about some of them, or I did. But anyways, so because we didn't check that out, I don't know if they had all the problems that they had in 1 and 2. But I'm thinking that they probably by now had figured out how to rectify some of that, considering things had changed by this time. Um, but yeah, I think the production was pretty cool. I mean, it was a neat concept to show having that underwater observation area and all that.
Yeah.
That was neat, and how they had set that up, and that people could walk through there and then they could see like a treasure area and all this. I thought it was like the theme park whole thing. I thought it was a pretty cool concept.
Okay.
Instead of just the other two were just, it was just the beach that everybody came to in the summertime, a town that everybody came to use the beach.
Now, I don't know whether this was Amity at all.
I don't think so. I think it was some other place. There was a moment when Mike was telling someone, I think his girlfriend, that the previous movies took place in Amity, implying this was some other place.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I
Okay.
said, this was neat because it had a totally different theme instead of, like I said, just tourists coming to a town and the beach.
Yep. Alrighty. So, what about you, Boris? What did you think about production overall?
Well, the CGI effects were very obvious and kind of impossible not to notice. Like they were a little bit like stop motion stuff, but Yeah, taking into account that it was done for the purpose of making it look 3D at the time when the 3D technology wasn't nearly as developed as it is nowadays. I would say it's good for the time period.
I actually think that that's kind of what when 3D was unique. I think it actually was taking off for a little bit because it was kind of a craze. And yes, it was expensive for them to do at the time, but even David Sterling has done some 3D movies.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the only independent person I know who's actually done stuff in 3D for some of his
In-
movies.
Interesting.
But in any case, um, are you finished with your uh, discussion on your what you perceived as the production?
Oh, yes, I think so.
Okay. Well, I actually think for its time, I've actually watched it in 3D before. I think because I think I actually found one of my older 3D glasses and watched it, and I think we both kind of watched it with 3D glasses at one point in time, and I've seen what it can do uh, when it comes to watching it in 3D. So I thought it was interesting to involve it in a shark movie because then it feels like it's coming towards you a little bit at moments. So you kind of feel like there are spood out moments.
Oh, yeah. Spoon now.
But I think the gore, the effects on the body that was pretty grotesque looking.
Oh, yeah, that definitely was a good moment.
And I do think that there was more guts on screen. Well, not guts. Pieces of dismembered bodies on screen. Um, for some of the people that were killed. Like I think you saw the body float up, and um, I thought it was entertaining to see some of that. Um, but in you saw it in a theme park setting. I mean, you get the watertight doors and the people panicking below, and uh, I thought it was a unique, definitely setting. And when they were underground, it looked like they had actually built some kind of like large fish with teeth on the outside when they were going through that. So when people said they saw the shark coming towards them, it almost looked like the glass looking through the glass. It was fuzzy, you know. So how the hell could they see the shark coming towards them from above? That's one moment that I was like thinking, okay, how the fuck can they see them? I can't even see through that glass.
uh, oh, okay, that's a good question.
But I felt bad when the baby died because the baby didn't even attack or nothing. It came in. And when dude said he wanted the shark move without them knowing or giving the go ahead, oh, I knew something was going to happen. Um, but when mommy came to for her destructive nature, I thought that was a great moment when a kaiju moment almost. I'll look up. There it is. The shark. There's mommy.
Oh yeah.
But I enjoyed it. The production overall, I think they did their best to try to keep people entertained. I know this has a low rating on IMDb. I actually find this one kind of fun. And this is not the only movie that Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. are in together.
Hmm.
So, other than that, did anyone else have anything else to add?
Uh,
I mean, I
well,
think we pretty much mentioned a lot of the different scenes. So,
well, yeah, true.
not necessarily did we do a play by play because we kind of skipped around, but
Somehow it.
of course it has the iconic the iconic music by John Williams,
Oh yes.
who we well know has done the music for Star Wars, and as Brandon and Jake have uh, uh, often said on the show, is one of the conductors who can regurgitate his music out his butthole and still get an Oscar for it. Basically. Um, and yeah, that's all that I have to say on music because there wasn't really much music like separate that we could talk about that showed up in the movie.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so let's go to our favorite scene or scenes and our favorite characters. Tammy, since this is was your baby to bring forward, well, no pun intended. Uh, why don't you tell us what your favorite scenes and or favorite character were?
My favorite character was Baby Shark.
Oh.
My favorite scene is when dude got chopped.
Who got shot?
Chopped.
Oh, yeah, because they kind of made you hate him too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because he was kind of a womanizer.
He was a know-it-all. He thought he was all that, you know.
We
Okay.
could say so.
Favorite scene? And you have a favorite scene and or favorite character, Boris?
Oh, favorite character. It's kind of hard to choose since most human characters in this movie were not very deeply fleshed out. Uh, so yeah, I guess I would have to go with Baby Shark too. It really was sad how it ended without really deserving it. Favorite scene? Well, I also like the scene when that guy got chopped up, like Tammy said. But I also liked the one of the final spudals when the mother shark crashed into the control room. And of course, the final explosion of the shark.
The
Oh,
final
good
spoon
spoon.
owl.
Yes, final spoon. Ow!
Oh yeah, I do have to add. I do like the first time the first time Mama Shark shows up and comes right up to the glass when they're all eating. I think that was a cool one.
Well, as far as humans go and characters, I liked Mike. As far as that kind of a character, and I'm going to have to go with Mama Shark. I actually liked Mama Shark, even though she got hers in the end. I did like her moments when she showed up because she was ferocious.
Yeah.
And I did like it when the dude got chomped and you got to see him chomped on, and I did like the final scoot out because um, having seen it in 3D and seen it in regular, you still see the shark meat explode towards the screen. So
Mm,
other
pretty
than
much,
that,
yes.
if no one has anything else to add, hopefully you audience who have been watching, hopefully you've enjoyed our discussion. And if you have not seen the movie, at least go out and see it. It's not that it's a great movie; it's an okay movie. It's it's fun to watch for those who haven't watched it before, because it it does involve some of the Brodies, and it may not be the movie that everyone knows and remembers like the first one, but I would have to say the initial trilogy without number four are, I would have to say they're decent sequels.
Well, one thing I'd have to say too is this well, there's four. Okay, so when we get all the way to the fourth one, but all of them together, I think I don't think just Jaws itself, but all of them together, they have paved the way for a lot of the shark movies that are out there. I think a lot of the shark movies that are out there have gotten their ideas not just from the original, which the original was basically what started it all, but I think a lot of the other shark movies that are out there have gotten ideas from all of these movies, all the Jaws movies, you know.
And there are a lot of shark movies out there now.
Right, but I think they've gotten ideas from all four of the Jaws.
Yeah.
I don't remember the fifth one, but from actually all four of the Jaws themselves, I think all four have made a great impression upon
How to make how to make a
a shark
shark
movie.
attack movie.
Yes. So
A movie that involves a shark of some kind, whether
right.
it be great white or tiger shark or hammerheads.
I mean, you know, when it comes to music, you know, musicians are influenced by other musicians, or this musician started this. I think the Jaws franchise itself started the whole phenomenon of having shark movies, you know.
Well, or
Yes.
or fish movies of any kind. I mean, I mean, if you think about it, there are four piranha movies out there. You know,
Uh,
Piranhas was another movie that kind of has a cult following and was a fish attacking people. You know,
I guess.
It's something that came out after Jaws and came out in the wake of it. You know, I would have to say it's a fairly similar movie. It's just that that one you can always tell when the piranhas come because they're in red and you hear the noise. But
Indeed.
because there was piranhas, the spawning to number two, and then they did piranha on Sci-Fi Channel and piranha double D. So,
Yeah.
but in any case, like, share, and subscribe. Let us know down in the comments what you thought of the movie, what you thought of our discussion. And next week, we will be covering a movie favorite of mine and my mother's, actually, which is kind of surprising, which also stars Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. Enemy Mine.
I'm sorry, what's it called?
It's called Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine.
Yeah, Enemy Mine.
From 1985.
Yep, 2 years later.
Oh, okay.
So, in any case, let us know down in the comments what you thought, and we'll see you next week with Enemy Mine, ladies and gentlemen. So, in any case, everyone say good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Septum Sin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe, you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. Septum Sin. Septum Sin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming